It's the KC Show, coming at you live inside Affordable Title Loan Studio in downtown Union. It's your life, your town, your show. With your host, Kyle.
What is going on, everybody? Sorry about that. Forgot to hit the camera. Well, hope everybody's enjoying this this wintry mix. Don't look like it's going to last too much longer. I was looking at the radar, and it's supposed to continue raining and sleeting and snowing, whatever's left available in this storm, until about 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock, it's going to kind of filter out, and then it's going to get cold. Low of 23 degrees. So whatever water's sitting will be there in the morning, but it'll be much slicker. Hey, Janice. How you doing, Mark? Tina? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good night. This show here is going to be interesting, informative. That could be an understatement. What's up, Scott? What's going on, Mary, Nick, Dean? Hope everybody's having a good night. Hope everybody's safe. If you are watching this and you are driving, please put it on speakerphone and put your phone down. Please, 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 please. Last time we had a storm, I almost hit a tree limb, and I wasn't doing nothing. So it can pop up. What's going on, Pam, Chris, everybody just be safe. But I will be holding it down tonight. Everybody is sick. Now, Mike is feeling better, but I banished him until next Tuesday because just because you're over a stomach virus does not mean that you are rid of the bacteria, the disease, whatever. So last thing I need is a stomach virus because I'm still got this cold myself. Thank you, Randall. Lake Greenwood. Oh man, I bet you that snow is pretty to see over the water like that. What's up, Kenny Ray? Miss Lynn? Doing cuz? Dennis? All right. So tonight's show is going to be, it's going to be interesting, to say the least. A lot of information I was able to get today. It's you would think that we were done with a lot of this junk, a lot of misconduct. Unfortunately, more has come out, and it's looking it's terrible. It's terrible, but we're going to get to that. Little cliffhanger, but promise you, you're going to want to hear this, and you're going to want to share it. So let me get everything. The biggest thing, before I get to that, one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about, a lot of people are bringing up and asking me a question about this county police that Frank Hart, is trying to pull out. I don't know. I highly doubt that it's going to be able to hit this ballot this year. He could, but I don't know. John Sherfield actually posted something on his Facebook page. Y'all go check it out. And it was actually talking about county police versus the elected sheriff. And it gives a lot of good information on there. A few things I'm going to read that people need to hear. A whole bunch of lies and I'm being honest. Frank Hart was quick to call me to the gun saying that I'm not a fact checker, that I'm a liar, and all that good stuff with WBCU. But when he decided to say the things that he did and said, this is going to be more of an accountability thing with the county police, he apparently did not do his own due diligence, but maybe he did. We'll find out. I have started to kind of notice things that Frank Hart has done under the last 6-7 months that the KC show's been going on. And I wrote down as many of them as I could remember in my head. And guys, I just want you to follow this line real quick, and then we're going to get into everything. Frank Hart's now trying to bring another penny tax. He brought the previous penny tax. He's trying to bring a new county government. He's now trying to bring a new police force. He is trying to bring all fire departments under him, all the police departments under county control. Code enforcement and prison also became under his control. This man cannot delegate. He feels like the only person who can make a proper decision, apparently, is him. He wants 100% complete control. And don't take my word for this. Go ask him. I'm pretty sure he'll probably be a straight shooter, but he's a straight politician shooter. You know how those go? You know how they can kind of tell you something, but without telling you something, that he can probably do that. But I'm telling you, this man is all about control. And this has been talked about for months. Anybody and everybody I've ever heard that's tried to deal with Frank Hart on just about any level, it's his way or no way. And unfortunately, you can't be like that. So my thing about this county police department versus the elected sheriff, my thing about this is that, you know, I Googled the piss out of this, trying to figure out what this is, what it entails, what comes with it, you know, and all that. I couldn't find nothing. So I'm like, man, maybe this crap don't even exist. Maybe he's trying to pull something out of the crack of his butt. I don't know. But finally, I had somebody come and tell me exactly what it entails. And so here it is, guys. What it entails is that we'll still have a sheriff department that'll run for election. And then we'll have this county police department. From what I understand is that the sheriff's office will handle pretty much all civil. And then from what I'm understanding about the county is that they'll be handling more of the criminal side of things. But here's the thing, guys. When you bring a new police department, and it's called a county police department for a reason, guess who's got to pay for that? We do. Guys, do y'all know it nearly costs $4 million to run the sheriff's office in Little Old Union? $4 million freaking dollars. So guess what? At minimum, it's going to cost another $4 million to run the Union County Police Department that Frank Hart wants us to have. But here's the kicker, guys. Out of that $4 million, just about that the sheriff's office takes, or it could be $3 million. I had to go pull my numbers. Out of all that, I believe that the state actually funds close to 30, 40, maybe even 50% of that. And then the rest of it comes out of our pocket and the county. Guess who's got to pay for all that money for the Union County Police Department? The county. Means that we have to pay every dime that it costs to find a building, an office, an employee, a car, a cam for, you know, the chest cams, vests, guns, all that crap, every single bit of that, you are going to have to pay for. I don't care if Frank Hart tries to tell you, well, there's grants out there. No, you will have to pay for this. There is no in between here. No in between. But now, guys, now we have to have a council that's over our police department. So think about this. Me, who has never worked, not one day, even as a security guard, I could run for county council, go win, and then guess what? I am over the police department. So there could be major decisions that I get to make I have no clue about. No clue. There's not a single person on that board that will have a freaking clue more so than Frank freaking Hart. Frank knows nothing about being a police officer. He knows nothing about that. Nothing. Dennis, I tell you, we have unsolved deaths, of course. It's in every town. Because sometimes the bad guy does win. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes they do win. And we definitely need to concentrate on being able to find these people who have committed these crimes. We definitely need to find these people. So I agree with that. Amanda, I don't know. That's a question. I would think so, because that is a lot more responsibility. But see, here's the thing. In the end, it's Frank Hart who calls the shot. You know, you have a council, but it's Frank Hart who's going to call the shot. And it's Frank Hart that is wanting this new government. He will be an employee. He'll be a hired gun. No pun intended. He'll be the hired gun, like Joe Nichols, with zero accountability to anybody but the council themselves. Zero accountability. I cannot think of a more dangerous person except for one, and y'all know who that is. Go look on my page, you'll know who that is. There is only one person that I would fear more than Frank Hart having that kind of power, having that kind of control. I mean, that is scary to think that he is somehow been able to dug this out, and it's possible. I don't see anybody voting for this just for the simple fact that he would be in control of it. Not even the cost. I mean, again, we were just talking to him. If y'all go back and look at the last broadcast, the last time he was here, we were just talking about, $1 million. He was talking about possibly losing the $1 million from the waste management company. But apparently that's not a big deal when you're about ready to come up with a $4+ million budget banger. That's the only word I can think of. It's going to crush us. I mean, this man has no care whatsoever about your pocket or mine. This guy's going to the Caribbean. He's got planes. He's living the life that none of us probably will ever achieve. Maybe few of us, but this guy has no care whatsoever to the poor folks, which in Union County is probably about 75% of us. And when I say poor, I mean middle class and down. Middle class used to be somebody who can live comfortably. But to be middle class now, do you know how many jobs that requires of not just the husband and the mother or the wife? I mean, they just about got to have 2 jobs apiece to be considered middle class. Do you think Frank Hart cares? Do you think Frank Hart cares that you have to work 2 jobs? No. We're going to tax you more, and we're going to do this stupid idea so I can be in control. Because that's what, in the end, guys, that's what he wants. He wants the Joe Nichols life. His salary would double. Just like Joe Nichols. We would pay Frank Hart probably $140,000 to $150,000, maybe at minimum $110,000, $120,000. But either way, he would have a 3-figure salary. Or 6-figure salary. Sorry. Reading and talking at the same time don't work. Now, somebody also told me that, and that's the word right there, Chris Grant. I said that earlier. I said, Frank is starting to feel like a dictator. That's exactly right. That's the way I feel about him. But somebody told me that he could possibly be trying to use this as an intimidation to our current sheriff to resign. But here's the thing, guys. Even if it's voted in this year, Sheriff Taylor's gone at the end of the year. So that's out the door. Really, if you think about it, that's out the door because we'll have a new sheriff at that time. I trust mine and your judgment more than I do one man's judgment. This is not a one-man band in this town. I do not want Frank Hart choosing whether we have football. I don't want Frank Hart choosing who's running our police department, who's the prison. He shouldn't even be over the prison, guys. Because Frank Hart don't know nothing about it. He knows jack crap about it. Nothing. Not a thing. And how many escapes have we had in the last 2 years, 3 years? I mean, I just don't, I'm sorry. He's not qualified. He's not qualified for his current job, nor is he qualified to do these things. But we'll get to this, and then we're going to get into the story about misconduct. Once again, another breaking news story about misconduct happening in Union. You don't want to miss that. This is coming from former Sheriff C.R. Smith Jr. out of Orangeburg County. And like I say, you can go to John Sherfield's page. He has that posted. I think I shared it on my page. Cost efficiency. The argument that creating a county police force will save taxpayer money is on its very face absurd. To accept this notion requires one to ignore some basic truths. First, the creation of the county police force does not mean the end of the sheriff's office. Indeed, the county must continue to fund the sheriff's office, which still must serve as an arm of the courts for security and service of court papers. If the sheriff runs a jail, which you don't, the responsibility remains with his office, so as long as he wishes to retain it. And whoever runs for sheriff, I hope they get back control of the jailhouse. The more control we can get out of Frank Hart's hands, the better off we'll be. And it says here, second, the creation of the Union County Police Force will mean new expenditures. Some a one-time basis, others reoccurring. New cars, new uniforms, new office space, new personnel, a new police chief, deputy chief, and command staff, as well as new road officers. It is foolish to think that all these people can or will be drawn from the existing sheriff's personnel. Then, third, who will handle communications? There could easily be two communication systems, one for the sheriff and the other one for the county police. So, guys, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, how much chaos is going to... Union County is not big enough for this. And then the other one here, it says better accountability. As for the second argument of accountability, the notion that more will be brought to a county police department defies logic and historical fact. With the elective sheriff, everyone, like I've said, everyone knows who is in charge and therefore is responsible and accountable. That's why they call him the sheriff. The county police force is headed by a chief hired by whom? The council. The county administrator, the chairman of the council. In any of these cases, the chief is obligated not to the citizens of the county, but to whoever hired them. Meaning that whoever their police chief will be, kind of like how Sam White is over here. Whoever the police chief would be over this county police department, guess who he answers to? Not you. Frank Hart and the council. That's some scary stuff. And I want to say the other word because it scares the out of me. I do not like him. I'm sorry. He is so much of a power monger. I mean, he is getting so far out of control with this power trip he has, man. Frank Hart, come back. You said you would never step on this show. Well, I just did my due diligence. I just read and I just went and found and I just had people call me. So now you can blow that up your ass and say that he doesn't look and read. Come back to the show and you come and convince me and all these people on why you are right and this man is wrong. Who was a sheriff? Why do you know more than this sheriff about police force? God, guys, I just, oh my God. Yeah, it freaking frightens me. Listen, I understand we have a bad sheriff right now. It happens. And we've had a lot of bad sheriffs in this town who have gotten in trouble. You've got Chester, you've got Greenville. Well, there was another town and then you got us. So 3 or 4, maybe even 5 out of how many counties in South Carolina. So the percentages are still probably below 10% of a chance of you having a corrupted sheriff. So, I mean, it's just way too much power. And I know there's some people who are all on board on this because they are sitting on the right hand of this man and going to benefit greatly from this. But unfortunately, that's hopefully not going to happen. Ray, you obviously you can read between the lines tonight. Good job, man. But so I mean that's it. You know, as far as that goes, I'm sorry, that is not even the new tax is not an option. The new police force is not an option. I mean, none of it is an option in my world. Yeah, Colleton, there you go. There you go. So on the other side of this break, we are going to get into the new misconduct happening in the sheriff's office. That's pretty freaking serious, guys. So you don't want to miss this. This is crazy. It's insane to think that once again, we have something like this going on, but unfortunately, that's what happens when you got a sheriff who refuses to step down. So guys, we'll be right back. Take about 30 seconds for this commercial to let me get my paperwork straight, and we'll be right back, guys. Y'all don't go nowhere. It's about to get a little bit more crazy, man. It's unreal.
Affordable Title Loans. Get your money today with instant approval. No credit checks. 20 minutes or less loan process. We have the lowest interest around, guaranteed. We'll buy your current title loan and lower your interest by 10%. All you need to complete your loan is a clear title, proof of income, and driver's license. That's it. You could get a loan up to $10,000 today. Come see us at 231 Thompson Boulevard, Union, South Carolina, 29379. Or give us a call today, 864-424-9530. Mention this ad to receive an extra 5% off your loan. Affordable Title Loans.
All right. Thank y'all for waiting. And like I say, we're going to try that out. That probably needs to be cut down. I probably will get that cut down to probably about 20 seconds. So don't worry about that. We're going to get these. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about him tonight, Key. He showed everything. If y'all want to see what type of person he is, you're more than welcome to go on my page. Look at what I shared last night. He will not be talked about or brought back up unless his previous boss man comes on. So no more talking about JD for real. So oh man, that's a good one there, Amanda. I have to pop that one up on the screen. Yes, I'm just so tired of it. You know, you get so sick and tired of the same crap, the same freaking power monger, because he apparently already has money. He just wants power. So here is the story that was brought to me earlier. And I will be getting hopefully some video. I don't know if I'll be able to show this to the public because of the crudeness of it, but there's a story breaking out of Union County, brought to my attention today, from people who witnessed it. It is not a rumor. There's no rumor here. It has been witnessed. I can't say by who. I will not say by who, but this video has been witnessed and it has been turned into SLED. And the deputy who did this misconduct was disciplined for, I believe I heard a couple of days, and then was reinstated instead of being let go, as he should have. And I'll be honest, until I have the documents in front of me, I'm even going to keep the name of the deputy out for right now. And if you want to know, you can call the sheriff's office. It's actually public knowledge because it has already been dealt with, discipline. SLED's involved. Hopefully they'll be getting their tires moving soon, but also the solicitor is notified of this situation. So basically, here we go. We have a deputy, and a lot of y'all are going to be like, oh, I already heard about this. You have probably, maybe some of y'all, but I doubt it, because I believe a lot more people would have been talking about this. There's a deputy in Union County that was caught, disciplined by our sheriff, and not in a way that it should have been. This deputy received oral favors from someone in a squad car while the dash cam was on. This was all witnessed by this cam. This cam was brought and turned into the sheriff. The sheriff did not fire the deputy. Instead, demoted him for a couple of days and then reinstated him. This deputy is reinstated as we speak. This has been turned in by other parts of the police department. It has been turned in to SLED and, like I say, our local solicitor. This is serious. It's comical, and it's kind of like, well, of course, everybody's probably going, well, duh, but this is where we got to draw the line. This is where we got to draw the line here, guys, because our sheriff refused to fire this man over a very should have been fireable offense. This is serious. And this is what happens. This is why that Sheriff Taylor should not be in office, because his moral compass is so effed up. It probably won't matter what some of his picks inside of that office do. He's not going to let them go. But the bad thing around this is that people who are in there probably doing the right thing, he's probably got it out for them. So, this is very recent, Brian. Very recent, because like I say, SLED is just now looking into it. This has happened on multiple occasions, but this one here was actually caught by the dash cam, and this is not good. When our sheriff refuses to do his job and to punish this officer by letting him go, it's not okay. This is not good, guys. So hopefully SLED will step in, and then this could be another misconduct upon our sheriff, and maybe this time, maybe something to get done. But the wheels of SLED move slowly, very slowly. So we've got to rely on our local solicitor to do the right thing. It is unreal. I'm reading some of the comments, and it's unreal. It's a shame, and we're going backwards. Sheriff Taylor is taking this town down every single day that he stays in this office, because I believe if there was anybody else sitting in that office, that deputy would be fired. Would you fire him? I know I would. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. When you're upholding the law, can you imagine? Okay, well, let's look at it like this. If you get caught now, back when I was a teenager, they really didn't do nothing to you. They could have. They didn't do nothing to you. All these teenagers are out doing what they do in cars, whatever. But now, today, if you were caught in public, even though you're inside of your vehicle, if you're caught in public, you're immediately arrested, and you could possibly be charged as a sex offender. This man was caught in public in a squad car, paid for by the taxpayers, and was not even fired. This man should have been fired, brought up on charges, and nothing. Nothing. This is the problem, guys. This is the problem. We can't let it get bigger. We can't let it keep going for 10 plus years and say, well, here's where it started. And man, look at it, it's out of control now. We can't let it get there. We cannot let it get there. So as I get more information on this, I promise you, y'all be the first ones to know. It's shameful. I could care less about this guy's personal life. He wants to go do that in his car. Whatever. That is your business. You're doing it in a squad car. And you're doing it under our watch, our money, our time. somebody sent me a message. It is that's not the person. That's not the person, unfortunately. That's why I say this is new. That's what I'm saying. This has happened before, so everybody thinks that this is old news. This is new. This is new. So just wanted to make sure that y'all understand this. And I'll give you a little bit more detail. This is, God dang it. I don't know if because this is going to blow the chat up. Not only did he receive that, but he also received a Little Caesars pizza. On top of that. So how could I make this? You know what I'm saying? So that shows you how much detail we actually have on it. So, and I guess it was one of those $5 specials. It's the only reason, Pamela, I'm not going to give the name is that it's currently being investigated, hopefully by SLED. And I don't want to do anything right now until I'm going to request the information from them. And if they okay it with me that I can talk about this, because it's already been a situation that occurred, the sheriff handled it, they're not taking it on, I will release all of it. But you got to understand, I got to make sure I cover, this back in. You know what I mean? So, because you don't ever want to obstruct any kind of investigation. You don't want to be on that side of the law, I promise you. So it's pretty bad. So, if somebody else can tell it, I don't care. I don't care. But the police officer has actually been with Union County for a pretty good while. Jesus. I mean, that's about as far as I can go with it, guys. Like I say, if I can get the permission, I will definitely get the information as much as I can to you. But the fact that, like I say, that this deputy was not let go is not good. So, I'm seeing messages and stuff, and guys, I mean, listen, if you find out and you want to release it publicly, do your thing. Do your absolute thing. I just got to make sure that I cover the show, do the right thing. That is one thing I will say upon, Frank Hart did do right. He was like, he waited on the report, blah, blah, blah. But we just want to make sure that we do this right. But there's going to be a lot of changes, and hopefully for the better soon. Because soon enough, we're going to eventually have, like I say, all the sheriffs in here, and we're going to bring that up. We're going to bring that up and find out what exactly they are going to do, not only about that, but future. How are we going to make sure that this doesn't happen in the future? Oh my God, y'all are outrageous. Y'all are outrageous in this chat, man. Oh my goodness. But it's like, man, I wish I could, but I just can't. And I hope y'all understand. I just hope y'all understand. Y'all know if I could tell it, there's nobody that would get it to you faster than I can. So when I can, I will. I promise you I will. But you can do your digging. You can do your digging. Call up to the sheriff's office. Request that information. Maybe he can give it. And if he can give it, then it's public and then it's out there. Then I'll tell it anyways. I'll tell it then all day long. So, somebody put an initial up there. I don't know if they're talking about, but that's not quite the right person, but anyways, y'all make sure that y'all are being careful out here. I'm looking at my cam and I'm seeing the water is starting, the boards out there to froze. So y'all be careful out there. Oh my God, y'all, I'm trying to I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to move, but the chat is unreal. Golly, bum, man. Y'all are crazy, crazy folks, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So, but guys, it's funny because right now it's funny, you know, but in the end, we gotta take it seriously and we gotta fix it. We gotta figure it out. What can we do as a county? And let me tell you something, this county police force, it's not going to get any better because then you got to answer to 7 people instead of 1. I've been railroaded twice in my life by our current sheriff's office. Twice. And one was by the Wells administration and the other one was by Taylor. So I've been there. I've taken it on both sides with that administration, and I have been completely railroaded. So it does piss me off when I see these deputies, just because they're a freaking deputy, they're not above the law. They're just given the ability to enforce the law. You know, it's not putting them above it. But guys, here we go. Oh, shut up, Patty. So guys, if anybody wants to call in, we've got 25 minutes. I said last night that we were going to allow call-ins to the show tonight. I am definitely wanting to hear from y'all, and anything you want to talk about, whatever you want to talk about, call in. We'll discuss it. Number's 864-441-8815. I need to get that. Let me put that in the chat. There we go. All right. So if anybody wants to call in, talk about anything, let us know. Call in, talk to us. We can talk about anything that y'all want to talk about. I'm all for it. If you want to talk about JD, whatever, I'll talk about him. But if you want to talk about the sheriff's office, if you want to talk about the weather, if you want, whatever you want to talk about, call in 864-441-8815. Y'all call in. Let's talk about something. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. What do you think about this? I mean, I see, like I say, a lot of us are, oh man, Trey, I'll be more than glad to talk to you about that, brother. In the good old days, wasn't it? But, whatever you want to talk about, Johnny, I promise you, as soon as I can get it to you, I'll get it to you. I will definitely give it to you. I will talk about that real quick. Thank you, Kevin. That's actually a really good thing to bring up. Political standings of somebody who runs in this town, like whether you're Democrat or whether you're Republican, something like that, that does not really hold water in a local town like this. I believe the United States, period, is going to bleed 100% red this year. I just do, just sort of simple fact that we've had a Democratic House for 4 years and nothing has been done. Nothing has been done. For every time you hear them talking, you hear them talking about illegals, how to make their lives better. You have Nancy Pelosi, whose state is in the worst chaotic, and guys, think about this. California has the biggest homeless numbers out of any state in the world. And then you got to think the fires haven't even begun from the summer. So let's get this caller on the line. This is Kyle on the KC Show. Who do we have? Hello. Hello. How you doing? I can barely hear you. Can you get closer to the phone or anything?
Okay, Kyle, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better. How you doing?
I guess I'm okay. I got several problems here, Kyle. This is your cousin Lynn Burst Fox.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
You know I'm straight. But anyway, I got a question for you. Honestly, do you think Sherfield is any better than Taylor, considering they've been side by side through it all, through thick and thin. So you honestly believe that if he's elected, that he will do any better job than Taylor did?
I tell you the truth. I've gotten wind of a lot of things that that has been going on in the sheriff's office that I really can't talk about, but there has been a lot of things that was reported on our sheriff, a lot of things that was told on our sheriff. These cops were doing the right thing. And I'm gonna be honest, including Sherfield, because he did witness things, Hines, Kofor, all the way down, a lot of just the lower echelons as well of police who witnessed things, who also reported stuff, but unfortunately nothing was ever done. So that's why I believe the biggest thing that Sherfield can do is definitely come on the show, and he definitely needs to clear that air. And he said he will. He said he will be on the show.
I agree. He definitely does need to do that. But I mean, whether he does or he don't, he won't get my vote. But honestly,
and that's everybody's right there. That's right.
Exactly right. I am not mad at nobody. I want that to be known, because people are messaging me thinking that I'm upset with them because they're voting for Sherfield. I don't care who you vote for, but I know who I'm voting for. And they need to know this. A whole lot more is coming out than just him and who's already been shown, show their faces. There's a whole lot more coming out. I am sworn to secrecy right now.
Yeah.
But honestly, the good ones are the best of the best are yet to come. Now, my other problem is, I got a notification saying I was your top fan. Where's my badge?
Where's your what now?
My badge.
Your badge? I guess I'll have to create them. I have to get it to you.
Well, dang, Kyle, you can't be doing all that.
I can't be doing slacking. I know that.
I know you slack.
Well, I appreciate you, because you're always on and you're always watching, and I really appreciate that. I really do.
Well, I got to hear the download of what's going on in
That's
you.
it.
And Kyle, you need to message me in a little while. You hear me? This is a secret. Message me in a little while and tell me who that cop was, okay?
Oh, Lord. I tell you what, I'll tell it to a friend. That friend will tell it to a friend, and that friend will get with you. How about that?
Tell it to one of my friends, okay? Quick. I love you, Kyle.
I appreciate it, darling. Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
I respect whoever wants to.
Yeah,
vote for whoever.
That's
but
right.
I know who I'm voting for, and he ain't
That's
came
right.
out yet.
That's exactly right.
All
Thank
right.
you, darling.
I love you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh. I didn't mean to hit the ignore button. Excuse me, guys. Still got some sinuses. But she's absolutely right on one part. We do have questions as a county, and I believe Johnny Sherfield, he would not be willing to run if he's not willing to address these issues, because only people who have something to hide actually hide. And let me ask you something. We've seen David Taylor for how long in sheriff? Over 10 years. Every time something happens, if they could get a dog to fart 3 times in a row, Sheriff Taylor would be at a podium talking about that. And he loved the attention. He loved the cameras. He wanted to be a part of SLED. He loves that attention. But now that this is out there, he is not addressing it, which is why everybody wants him out. Maybe if he come out there and addressed it, and maybe we can go, oh, okay, well, maybe it wasn't as bad as we thought. Okay, you can't run again, but we don't mind you go ahead and running out your remainder of your term. It could happen that way. Or, he understands that the other side, and let me tell you something, guys, nobody knows it more than an investigator. The more you talk, the more you're going to probably incriminate. It's just the way it is. But my opinion is that everybody deserves an opportunity to answer for things. I believe Johnny Sherfield will. He has said that he was coming on the show, and he will be on the show soon. And hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, we can book him. Because I want him to answer the questions. I do. I don't believe he's going to hide from anything. I don't believe he's going to hide from anything at all. Everybody thinks that I'm always on here bashing people. It's not about bashing anybody. It's about, let's bring this out. Let's bring this to the public, to y'all, where it belongs. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Was it as bad as it was reported? Like, one thing that got cleared up, and oh man, thank God I just thought about this. I never did get to finish the SLED report, and I promise you I will, that's going on with this. One thing that was reported was Scott Cofer. In that report, it said that Scott Cofer went and bought alcohol for Sheriff Taylor. And the way it was worded, it looked like, because I even said it on the show, I said, man, if he bought this, while on the clock in his uniform and all that, I said, that's not good. But in the end, the SLED report did clear and say that he did not do this while on the clock. He bought it, but he just bought it as if, like, right now you're on the show, you're listening, and you're going into a gas station, buy some beer for your buddy. Same thing. So you can hear one thing, but then when you get the actual evidence, it's something else. And especially a SLED report, because the SLED report, you got to keep going. You got to keep reading, because you're going to get the statement of the person and what they believe happened. And then you're going to get the SLED investigation up under it. And there was a lot of things that I was not able to finish reading because it was so much, so quick, and I had to do the show, blah, blah, blah. So anybody else want to call in? 864-441-8815. 8815. Let's just make sure that we keep an open mind. Everybody deserves the right to a debate, a true debate, not a JD debate, a true debate where somebody says something and you don't get your butt hurt, because it's not going in the path that you want it to. Don't call somebody racist. Don't call somebody sexist. Don't call somebody corrupted or a bootlicker, whatever the crap you want, because they don't agree with you. That's stupid. Everybody's going to disagree. Everybody. We're human. That's what we do. That's why we're supposed to be the top of the food chain. That's why we're the intelligent being on this planet. But I tell you, there's some days I see squirrels out there making a better approach of life than what we do. So anybody else want to call in? I am all for it. We've got 14 minutes. 14 minutes. Somebody give us a call in. 864-441-8815. 8815. Oh man, that happens all the time, Wendy. All the time. But going back real quick to the part where I was talking about political standing with local officials. Don't read into that too much. Understand that an official will always look and see, okay, what has won in this town for the last maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever. And if they see it's Democrat, that does not necessarily mean they're Democrat, but they understand that putting myself on the Democratic side is going to give me a better opportunity to win, though I'm probably more of a independent or Republican. It happens all the time, guys. Happens all the time. I was able to take the time to call the sheriff in Laurinburg, and his town was a Democratic town. And he told me that he ran as a Republican and he won. He beat out the Democratic sheriff and he won running as a Republican. So it's definitely not impossible, but also they got to go with the odds. You got to go with the odds. David, I tell you, I would hope that's not what's going on. I tell you the truth, I don't know if that is something that would be happening. That would be a pretty crazy thing, but God, there's been so much corruption in the past years, guys. You've seen it in law enforcement. I mean, hell, you look at Cocaine Cowboys down in Florida. You look at New York. You look at Jersey. I mean, you look at Whitey. If y'all have ever watched that documentary about Whitey, I'm trying to remember his last name now. I've lost it. Let's see. Whitey Bulger. Golly. Whitey Bulger, I mean, he had the FBI pretty much helping him for 10 plus years running Jersey. I mean, so things could happen. Do I think it happened down here? No, I doubt it. But Melissa, I wish. I promise you guys, I wish I could. I do so much. I do. But guys, like I say, we got 10 more minutes. I really hope to get some calls in because I want to hear from y'all. The chat is blowing up. One thing that Sherfield put on his page today, I thought was interesting. He was talking about, I believe it was a drug charge, possibly. Let me go to Mr. Sherfield's page real quick. And I asked him a question on there too, and hopefully he'll get with me as soon as he can about this. But yeah, he was like, here's a case that pled guilty in the federal court yesterday and received a sentence of 16 years. This is why we need to make as many cases in federal court as we can. As you see in the local paper, they are only getting slaps on the wrist in state court. If elected, this is where trafficking cases will be heard. So it's trafficking. Sorry. So, yeah, I mean, trafficking is getting out of control, guys. You see all these kids disappearing, women disappearing. It's dangerous out there now. I mean, it's getting bad, but this is the world that the Democrats, I'm sorry if you're a Democrat and watching, I'm sorry, but this is the world that they created. When you allow illegal aliens who you know for a fact that is human traffickers, and they have been convicted of time and time again of rape, murder, and all that, and they're in these sanctuary cities, and you let them out of court, you slap them on the hand, you let them back in society. I mean, what do you expect is going to happen? And then you allow all these illegal immigrants, hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants came in, and probably 80% of them are drug traffickers, human traffickers. I mean, and convicts and murder, like I say, all the above. Heath Ivy says something about blaming the judge. The judge is where the buck stops. Our judges aren't the best. Okay, John, it was drug trafficking. I'm sorry, drug trafficking. So drug trafficking, I was thinking human trafficking. I didn't even read because I'm trying to go through this as fast as I can. But he's exactly right. We can't, and even David Taylor said that, and I'll agree with David Taylor on that. He was doing all this hard work, and guys, I guess I can sit there and imagine that I'm going out there busting my butt, possibly going to get shot at tonight to take down this meth lab or to take down this drug organization, this dealer, whatever, who has bukus of money. Because guys, when you look at when they seize this stuff, man, they seize thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, guns, drugs. It's all there. They could be walking into a freaking firefight at any moment. And when they go through all that, risk all that, and then they rely on this judge, all right, he's going to need to put this guy away for at least 10 years. And when that judge comes back and hands him a 2-year, 1 year, 6 month with 2-year probation, I mean, do you know how frustrating that crap's got to be? Like, I just risked my life and this guy's going to be back out on the street again in 6 months. It's ridiculous. And guys, I believe that's the part where we have to look beyond, we got to look on each side of the table. And like I say, I like John. I've known John for a good little while. And John's always, I've never heard anything on John. And like I said, SLED was in that department as deep as you could be. Nobody come out of there with any kind of charges. Not Robbie, not John, not Cofer, not any of the other deputies that was mentioned in it. Not Frank Hart, not I'm not even going to say his name. Not Ray, none of them. Nobody come out of there with charges, though that investigation was not that broad. Nobody come out of there. But inside of that sheriff's department, they were talking to every single deputy, especially as captains and sergeants and all that. You detectives, I guarantee you, they interviewed everybody and they looked into everything. Because when corruption is that high, they always going to believe that there's going to be corruption that's just right below them. But fortunately, hopefully, that's not what they found. Tim, I'm answering this just because I'm trying to think in the way that Sherfield could he have possibly already cared but had to be silent. Let me remind y'all, he retired on the 14th, and he's been very vocal since then. Until he was able to retire, he had to keep his mouth shut. It just had to be for his job. He had to retire. By God, I'll be damned if I did all that work all those years and I mess up my retirement a year or months before my retirement, just simply like, okay, I need to get out here and clear my name. You know what? I'm going to wait these couple months. I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to get my retirement because I earned it. My pension, my retirement, and then I'm going to let it loose. That's always a possibility too, guys. Not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's a possibility. Philip, you're more than welcome to call in. You're more than welcome to call in. But like I say, guys, just like I say, put yourself in a position. They are cops, but they're also, it's a job. It's a job. You know, I tell you, the best example I can give is that I seen when I worked at Cedar Hill, I busted my butt at Cedar Hill. Because the harder I worked, the faster the night went. That's the way I always looked at things. And I would always see employees sitting around and then their workload would be put on me. And I would let the boss man know, you know what? I'm not going to keep killing myself while this guy's sitting over here eating a Snicker bar for 2.5 hours on his phone, laughing, giggling, and whatnot. I said, I'm tired of it. This guy's here. Go pull the cameras. You know how many times I did that? Do you know how many times that guy was wrote up or fired? 0. So do you not think it could possibly happen in the sheriff's department too? Just because they're cops don't make it any different. It's still a job. I mean, in the end, it's still a job. Absolutely, Jeremy. Absolutely. Integrity is integrity. I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody can look at it from a standpoint of the way he possibly was. I don't know. And we'll have him on to answer those questions. So I'm all about that. Larry, I don't think we benefited from the BJ. The pizza, I know I did not benefit from the pizza. I did not get a slice of that pizza. I don't know if it was pepperoni, sausage, or hamburger. So until I find out, I am very upset about the pizza because I love pizza. But man, if a woman's going to bring me pizza and she wants to bring that other thing along with her, that's all great. But bring me Pizza Hut. I like stuffed crust. So, you know, see, I knew somebody was going to make me say some stupid crap like that, but you know, we can't be in the dumps the whole time. We can laugh. Oh my God. Oh, not that, Melinda. Oh God, no. But, but guys, man, I was hoping to get a few more in, but, you know, I promise you, I will be digging. I got till Tuesday. So I got time over the weekend to get the information on this. And if I am able to release that, I'll let you know. Like I say, I'm just wanting to make sure that, yeah. Oh my God, John, think about it. Pizza Hut's phone's going to be blowing up and Little Caesars, they're going to be blowing up. Like, baby, he's going to turn around and the man's going to be like, baby, you know what I'm in for tonight? I think I want some pizza all of a sudden. She's going to have no idea, well, I'm in here cooking hamburgers. No, baby, I think I want some pizza. I don't know why. KC show just convinced me that I want a little pizza. And there's something else I want. I'll tell you about that later. So it's, see, y'all done got me. See, for the last 3 minutes, y'all going to make me be silly, but that's okay. We need laughs. It can't always be bad. Like Frank Hart says, let's be positive. We can be positive from time to time, but we also got to reflect and refract and refrain on the negative as well. We got to get the negative taken away so we can have more positive. Jeremy, we were talking about the, oh, Scott, that is cheap pizza right there, man. Oh no, it's gotta be some good stuffed crust pizza, man. Stuffed crust, half bacon, some days half pepperoni, some days half hamburger. Love that. Josh. Oh man. Dean, I bet you could, brother. I bet you could. I'm reading a comment here. There's a question. Oh, hit the wrong one. Oh, kids are lying. But my question is, do you agree with certain cops having people set one another up to build charges? Unfortunately, Sherfield is one of them, and that's the only thing that worries me if he gets elected. Sherfield did not invent that, Macy. I know what you're saying. Sherfield did not invent that tactic. That tactic has happened for years and years. So what it is like you catch somebody, let's say you pull somebody over and they got a little bag of weed. It's going to cost thousands of dollars to arrest that person, to arrest them, sit them in jail, and they're going to go to court. They're going to get a slap on the hand, a little court fees, but we're going to feed them thousands of dollars worth of food and shelter at the jail until that time. So, instead, what a seasoned cop, I believe, would do would be, look, what I'm going to do here, we can do this one or two things. You can either tell me where you got this, or you can go sleep in a cell tonight. It's up to you. And using that information to get to the bigger dog to make sure that this time this person here is not going to be able to deal more drugs to give this guy a chance to have this. Now, is he going to be able to get it somewhere else? Absolutely. But I see what you're saying. They shouldn't be let off. I believe people with marijuana, and it could be happening here in Union, but I believe people with marijuana, and if they're underage smoking with cigarettes, listen, to me, I'm all about writing them a ticket. It's so silly to see somebody get their lives ruined over a little roach. I don't smoke weed, so if I say the wrong vernacular of what that is, whatever. I'm not Cheech over here. But it's more about the hardcore drugs that I'm worried about, the meth and the crack and all that. But it does disturb me to see people getting arrested with marijuana and stuff like that. I believe marijuana is now starting to become an acceptable thing in the world. Now, me personally, I hate the smell of some of that marijuana. I guess it's skunk weed, whatever. That stuff chokes me up. It stinks. But I guess in the end, sometimes you got to let the little fish go to get the big fish. And I know what you're saying completely, Macy. I know what you're saying. I do not believe that he would let somebody go that has meth in their possession or crack in their possession to get somebody else, to get the dealer. I believe he would bring them in, talk to them, negotiate. Okay, we're going to charge you a little lesser, but you are going to be charged tonight if you give us information on where you got this from. That's just practice, man. You got to do that. Like when your kid gets in trouble at school. Like, okay, I'm sorry, Patty. This is just where the story is going to go. Like Steven got in trouble one time at school, and he was caught with something, nothing crazy, but well, I'll tell you, he was caught with a vape pen. And I brought him in, and I'm like, how mad I get at you is going to be determined on how you answer me. And the first thing I asked him, where'd you get it from? And let me tell you what this cat said to me. I don't want to tell him. I said, no. I think you misunderstood. I asked you, but it wasn't an option. Where did you get this from? And, and then he told me, and, he got punished, but not as bad as he would have got punished if he hadn't have told me. It's just simple practice of life, guys. Simple practices of life. Nah, Joey, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Oh yeah. Opioids. I can't never say that word, Amy. I'm sorry. Fentanyl. I mean, all that mess. Macy says, I know God, wait, the chat scroll. A cop seen him on his personal time driving with no license, told us make it go away. Person refused, and when he the warrant for him, they had to call the cops so they could write one. And again, that's something that you might be able to ask Sherfield. I have no idea. I'm all about asking Sherfield any question y'all want. anything. And if he's able to talk about it, hey, I'm sure he will. He's not perfect. I don't think he's ever going to be claiming to be perfect. Just like if Tom McAbee runs, he's not going to be claimed to be perfect. If Mr. Jennings, when he runs, he's not going to claim to be perfect. It's all of them. But it's all about, in the end, which one do we trust to change the route we're on? And what plan do you have to do that? That's the biggest thing. Melissa's still going. That's exactly right. I listen, guys, I don't like weed. I hate the smell of weed. I don't want it around me. I got high off of contact one time, and that was at a Creed concert when I was 15. That crap sucked. I felt bad all day the next day. I felt terrible. So drugs has never been in my repertoire. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm sorry. It's just not my thing. But me personally, do I care that you smoking weed? Hell no. I don't care about that. I don't care. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's probably most cops who don't. They probably see you with a little something. They might, as long as you're not heavily influenced or, like that behind the wheel, I don't think they're going to really care. They might write you a little ticket, which maybe they should. It's just like having an open container. That's a little bit more serious, being drunk. But either way, they know how to handle it. But I believe for the most part, yes, I believe marijuana should be legal. I do. Alcohol sales on Sunday should be legal. We got to get out of this Bible Belt thought. We're just not a Bible Belt town no more, guys. We're not a Bible Belt town. Those days have been gone for a long time. So, guys, I was hoping for some more calls, but I understand a lot of people were a little nervous about bringing themselves out and talking. I get that. Crystal. Oh, man. It was a great concert. I could tell a story about that concert, but I might make people mad, so I won't. It had a scary, almost scary ending. The power got knocked out, but at a 15-year-old, at a rock concert, to turn around and get to look at women do what they do, when a concert's delayed. Yeah, you know what I mean? They get up on the guy's shoulders and show the world, hey, I had a great time. And then Creed did come on and finish the set, did an awesome job. There you go, Kevin. Officer's discretion on possession is what Kevin Brewington said. Absolutely. Yeah, Wendy, that stuff stinks. Oh, my God, it's so nasty. Smell. Wow. Come on, Angela. Why would she do that? Come on. You got to come on the KC show. Anybody's welcome at any time. Anytime you ever want to come on the KC show, you just let us know. But, guys, y'all take care. Don't forget, like Ray just said, folks, spay and neuter your pets. I hope everybody is careful tomorrow morning. If you get up early, before the sun comes up, please be careful. There's going to be a lot of ice. It's going to get cold tonight. So, guys, y'all take care. We'll see y'all again on the flip side on Tuesday. We will have Mike back at night. I do miss him because I had to talk the entire time, which ain't always fun. So, guys, love y'all. Y'all take it easy. We'll see y'all again.